I rebuilt the motor, and it's got a battery pack up here with two LEDs in the blue shrink wrap. And this is an LDR that senses when it turns 180 degrees. Down here, there's an LDR here and 180 degrees around the other side. If I can get it, is another LDR. There it is. And then on the bottom is all the electronics and the battery. There's an Arduino. There's some LEDs on the bottom to indicate which LDR is being read. And what it does is when the light is here, and I can turn the light on. I'm not going to run it right now, but I'll run it in a moment. When the light is on and it passes one of these LDRs, like that one right there that's in the light, it activates the motor, and the motor turns, and then the motor turns until that LED on top activates that LDR, and it stops the motor for a brief second and actually puts it in reverse for a moment. I think it's 50 milliseconds. And this uses a state machine and millis, which are famous for replacing delays, so it works much better without delays. And I think there's ways I can tweak it to get it to go much faster, but it's doing somewhere between 60 and maybe 75 or 100 RPM. And it's going pretty steadily with this. So let me show you how it works. The magnets are inside that square block on top of the round disc with the LED on top of it that the motor is turning. So the motor is actually turning that disc and magnets, and then they're stopping for a brief second every time they turn 180 degrees. So it looks like they're staying pointing towards the camera a little to the left, which is a little northeast. And actually, the rest of the armature is turning around. The armature is free to turn. There's no motor on top or underneath or anything. The armature is totally free, just hanging there from a swivel. So it's doing about 138 RPM I measured. At the end of the video, you'll see that in slow motion for 10 seconds. It's actually 5 seconds double speed, or 5 seconds 0.5x slow motion. So I'm pretty happy with this, but I think I could go much faster. So the idea is that the magnets want to point north. So as the magnets try to point north, the motor is constantly turning them east. And instead of the magnets turning east, the rest of the armature turns. So the magnets never quite are able to point north. They're sort of like frustrated magnets. It's a frustrated compass that can't quite point north because it keeps, as soon as it gets near north, it turns away. So, and the lamp, it took a little doing to get the lamp adjusted just right. And it needs a little push to get started, but you can see it's running for over 2 minutes here. Actually, it ran for like 2 minutes before this too. And it runs much better than the other version without the LEDs and LDRs because it doesn't need as much battery power. So here it is in slow motion. It's 0.5 x slow motion for 10 seconds. You see it doing 138 RPM. So thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and stay tuned.